anything
He's
up.
got to learn to be on time.
There's no...
Apparently it got very disrespectful and they finished it when someone said it was stupid B.
Okay, councillors, we'll get started. I know that Councillor Crispin's on his way, I believe, so from where I'm not sure. But I'll
McDonald's, probably.
Management, probably. So I'll declare this meeting open at 2 p.m. Disclaimer, and welcome everybody. Members of the public are advised that recommendations to council contained within this agenda can be subject to changes. Applicants and other interested parties should refrain from taking any action until written advice is received confirming council's decision with respect to any particular issue. Acknowledgement of country. The Shire of Harvey acknowledges the traditional custodians of the land and their continuing connection to the land, waters and community. We pay our respects to all members of the Aboriginal communities and their cultures, and to elders past, present and emerging. Record of apologies and leave of absence. At this stage I'll note Councillor Crispin, but I'm assuming that he will be here at some stage. Declarations of members and officers' personal interest. Councillors, do we have any? Nil. Thank you. Public question time is nil. Petitions, deputations, presentations and submissions is nil. Confirmation of minutes from the Audit Committee meeting held on the 23rd of January 2024. We have a recommendation that these minutes be confirmed as true and correct. Can I have a mover for that? Councillor Holly. A seconder, Councillor Bromham. Is there any discussion, councillors? I'll put that to the vote. All those in favour? Carried. Thank you. All right, the purpose of today's meeting is to review the compliance audit return for 2023, and we have an officer's recommendation in front of us. So can I have a mover for that, please? Councillor Bromham. A seconder?
Yeah.
Councillor Holly. Thank you, Councillor Holly. Is there likely to be any questions, or would you like staff to just run us through the purpose of this this return for the new councillors? Would that be?
I've just got one question.
One, yep, Councillor Coleman.
Do I need this?
Yeah, we're online, so.
Just one question. There was a non-compliance issue regarding the regulation of the on one of the issues. Just wondering why we were non-compliant.
That was non-compliance was in regards, I don't know if this is on or if I'm not standing close enough.
Yeah, it is.
It is, brilliant. The non-compliance issue was in relation to Regulation 5 of the Local Government Financial Management Regulations. I will pass over to the Director of Corporate Services in regards to this oversight.
I'm looking for which number it is. Do we have the number?
It's under optional questions.
Or other.
Is it the regulation that you're looking for?
No, I'm looking for it in the attachment, sorry.
Page 7, third paragraph at the bottom.
Thank you.
So it was in regards to Regulation 5(2)(c) of the Local Government Financial Management Regs. As far as I'm aware, and I'm happy to give this one a go, Dean, if you'd like to correct me.
Could you take it on notice?
I just want to know which...
It's in regards to the audit that happens every 3 years, generally in conjunction with Regulation 17.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry.
So we are required to perform a verification of controls as well as risks in the space of every 3 years. half of that wasn't completed by the time frame. That has now happened and will be reported back to the CEO within the next month or so. So it was pretty much a timing thing. We didn't get it completed within that period, but that's all that is. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, was it because of lack of staff, or why was it a time? Why did we go over time?
We didn't engage the audit firm to undertake those works with sufficient time to be able to get it done within our time frame.
Okay.
So by the time that we did engage them, it threw us out of that time frame.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, for the new councillors, can I just hand over to Courtney just to give a rundown of why we do this?
I was just going to ask, is it just financially
return?
or is it the overall? But yeah.
Yeah, and then we can answer any questions after that.
Sure. I might actually just request, if council allows, for our governance and compliance officer to give that overview. Just worked hard on this before.
So the compliance audit return is done and reports on every financial year. So for this period it was the 1st of January 23 to December 23. And it reports on all kind of compliance regulations that the Shire has to do within that year. So that ranges from things such as disclosures of interest, gift registers, to finance, to tenders, if we dispose of any property, or even elections. So it just gives a good overview to the Department of Local Government, Sports and Cultures to make sure that we are meeting all of those compliance regulations. Is that right?
Well done, Freya. Are there any other questions, councillors? I just have one in regards to our code of conduct, because we do that and it's on the website and everything. So for employees, so I noticed that ours is 2021. So how often do we have to review that, and how often do employees have to acknowledge our code of conduct? So I know that in some state government organisations, every 2 years, employees have to go refresh the code of conduct and say, yes, I've read it and I understand it, or whatever. So do we have anything like that?
I can take this one from a HR perspective. In terms of, I will say, in terms of the councillor code of conduct and its review, we generally do it in line with our policy review. So as the executive services policies for council come about, we generally review it as part of that. And there's no prescriptive time frame in the regulations with regards to its review. And obviously it's based on the model standards now. So a majority of it is prescribed, and we have essentially just taken what is prescribed as our code of conduct, and there's no additions for councillors. In terms of the employee code of conduct, it is quite different to the councillors' code of conduct. Our last refresher was actually towards the end of last year, towards the staff meeting, and we do that through an online system called Altora, which is an induction system. All staff, when they commence at the organisation, are required to do an induction on the code of conduct, and I would say that since I've been here, we've had 2 reviews internally where staff have signed on to that code of conduct. So at the moment, we're probably doing it every 2 years.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Can I just add to that as well?
Yes.
We do advertise the customer service charter to all staff, and the customer service charter, which goes to them periodically, also includes a link to that code of conduct and references to it, just to draw them back to it.
Oh, that's good. All righty, councillors, do we have any further questions for staff in regards to this? No, then we've got a recommendation in front of us that we note the compliance audit return and authorising the Shire President and the CEO to certify the return. So can I have a mover for that? Councillor Bromham. Can I have a seconder? Councillor Hitchcock. We need an absolute majority here, so I'll put it to the vote. All those in favour? Carried. Alrighty, matters behind closed doors is nil. So if there's no other points, I will declare this audit meeting closed.